Alright, you guys probably know, because I feel like I've said a few times in the past few videos, I am not a spooky fan, so I'm not a huge fan of Halloween, but I'm very excited for this prompt because I think it is amazing to dress up and do awesome cosplay. Happy Wednesday, my friends! I'm so very excited that you're here. It is another week of Top 5 Wednesday, and in case if you're not familiar with Top 5 Wednesday in a nutshell is basically each week we answer a prompt using 5 books, but in this case I do manga, to reflect that said prompt. And if you're curious about some of the other prompts and the prompts coming up next month, be sure to check out the link down below in the description. Oh my goodness, so today's prompt is characters you want to dress up as. Halloween is literally right around the corner, which is really shocking because I feel like just this October went by really fast, and I don't know if that's just because me and my family were having like back to back weeks of sickness. I don't know, but I'm just like, I can't believe it's here. So in honor of this holiday coming up, we are talking about characters that we want to dress up as. This could be characters that we've dressed up as like in the past, or we're planning to dress up as, or just like in general. Now, technically, I have only done maybe one cosplay, and that was super low-key. Like, I've done a few low-key ones. I have done a Deku one with a notebook that I had. I did Red Blood Cell from Cells at Work, and there's one more. Oh, and I did sort of like a very loose, like if I was a Straw Hat Pirate and I was trying to be cool like Zoro, I sort of did that kind of cosplay. So those are the only 3 that come to mind, but I did do a pretty elaborate design. Actually, my husband did, but I did do a pretty elaborate cosplay and tried to look like, what's her name? I think her name is Alice or Allie from my friend's book, If Wishes Were Curses, and that was pretty fun. We actually did that cosplay like shortly after not shortly after, probably like 2 weeks after I had my like now 3-year-old. That picture is very memorable for many different reasons. That was a fun trip down memory lane. So I used to do like low-key cosplays when I was really active in the booktube community, and well, more of the bookish community on Instagram. I would try and like do loose cosplays of book covers from like different friends that I knew that were writers. So yeah, so here we are talking about characters that we would want to dress up as, and I really feel like I struggled with this prompt because typically I feel like when you dress up as characters, you like dress up as like your favorites. But since I sort of feel like my favorites are like my fictional best friends, I'm like, I wouldn't want to dress up as them. That feels a little bit off or weird for me personally, because I'm like, I don't want to be them. I just want them to be my friend. However, with that said, I do feel like for my first pick that it's, I don't know. Well, I'll just tell you my first pick and we'll go from there. So for number 1, I'm going to say Luffy from One Piece because I have seriously wanted to cosplay as him. I was a little bit nervous about doing this one because I love ASL, so Ace, Luffy, and Sabo. Here's a picture of Sabo, which they are 3 brothers and I love them so very much. They're so amazing. But I will confess, Ace is best boy when it comes to One Piece. But I do feel like Luffy is one of in my top 5, maybe number 2 favorite character from One Piece. I feel like he is more of an inspiration to me. I love just how free that Luffy lives in the One Piece manga and anime. Like, it's very inspiring to me, and I actually wrote a blog post about that on Beneath the Tangles. I'll leave the link down below if you want to check it out, of just how amazing I feel Luffy is and how One Piece has like personally touched me. I feel like Luffy is rather more than a fictional best friend. I feel like he is sort of like an inspirational senpai to me, and I know I call Hinata my fictional senpai, but I feel like Luffy fits more of that role of somebody I would love to be. And so I also want to choose Luffy because I love Luffy. I love Luffy, and I have literally looked at actual cosplay, like costumes online. I don't think I've looked up how to, like, if I can make his own hat and like his vest and such. I don't think I've gone quite that far because I was like, I just want somebody to do it for me, but of course it's more expensive that way. So I've never actually like went and bought any of his stuff, but I can honestly say that Luffy is a character I would love to dress up as and just try and embrace his cool vibes that he is, because he's just an amazing character. For number 2, I'm really excited. I only have 2 shoujo titles or shoujo picks for today, which I was a little bit disappointed in myself, but I was like, I'm not going to worry about it, but I would love to dress up. So for number 2, I would love to dress up as Yona. I know that I have come a long way. You guys have seen it, heard about it. I have a video review of Yona of the Dawn, my thoughts on it, but I really admire Yona, and just her journey has been so transforming. Like, I was actually rereading a little bit of this volume volume before this video, and I'm just like, wow, like she has come so incredibly far. So I think it'd be very cool to dress up as her. She has so many great outfits. Like there's another one I'm blanking on it. I would love to dress up as her dress up as her, I should say, and I would love to have Ao on my shoulder. So I feel like that would be part of the thing. So I'm like, I'm not gonna dress up as Ao because he is one of my favorite. I was like, we could have Ao. So yeah, I think it'd be really cool to just dress up as her. She is another very inspiring character, and her and I, like how we have come so far in Yono of the Dawn, and just I'm sure it's true for like almost every reader that has read Yono of the Dawn. Like it's hard not to really and truly deeply appreciate Yona's journey and how far she has personally come as a character. She is amazing, and I still have not read volume 37 because I've still been really nervous. I thought about picking it up, but I was like, no, we'll wait a little bit longer. We'll wait a little bit longer, even though in one of my recent Top 5 Wednesday videos, I did a public apology to Marg at Marg Reads Manga and was like, I'm gonna wait till volume 38, but the mood reader, guys, just the mood reader and me is like, we'll just read whatever we want. So who knows? But Yona is definitely another pick of a character I would love to dress up as. I also have looked up different cosplays for her, where I've looked up, yes, different costumes to try and attempt to cosplay her because she's just super cool. For number 3, you guys knew that this was coming, and of course I'm gonna say Haikyuu, and I went with Asahi because I really resonate with his character so much on a very deep level. Like I specifically talked about this volume in my Top 5 Wednesday video. I think it was mental health. Goodness, when I was rereading some of this volume before this video, I was getting like so emotional because his struggle with anxiety and his lack of trust and belief in himself really resonate with me on a very deep level. This volume was everything. And so hear me out on this because, you know, cosplay can be very expensive. And I was like, well, if I did Asahi, I was like, I already have brown hair. I just have to get his jersey. So I feel like he is one of the cosplays that I would love to do because I feel like it would be one of the like most affordable and one of the easier ones. Like when I was going to go to a Comic-Con that's near me, I actually was going to try and cosplay as him because I think, like I say, he's just a cool character and one that I'm truly genuinely hoping that one day of all of these, okay, this one and one other, that I honestly hope that I can actually cosplay because I just think it'd be so amazing to actually do. Now for number 4, bear with me on this, okay? Because technically this isn't a character per se, okay? But I would love to be a Black Jackals fan that's actually in the stadium. Like, I would love to dress up like I am here for this match to see these guys perform. Maybe that sounds so incredibly cheesy, but I want to do a huge shout out to one of my favorite pin makers. We were having a conversation the other day and I was telling her, I was like, you know, my Black Jackal pin collection, I'm like, it's basically because of you. I was like, I would love to go, and when the movie, if it's in theaters, like I was like, I really want to be able to go and do a Bokuto beam. I just want to do that. I was like, I want to dress up all out in like not a cheerleader outfit, but get their jerseys. I really even struggled. I was like, do I want to do Hinata or do I want to do Bokuto? But I want to be there, guys. I can't be there in reality because obviously these guys don't exist, which is so incredibly heartbreaking. But look right here. This is who basically I would want to just cosplay as. This is like, these are characters that I would want to dress up as. I just want to be in the stands. That's all I need. I don't have to dress up as any of them, but doing the Bokuto beam, that's it. I mean, I just want to be able to return that. So I'm going to say that I would be a Black Jackal fan in the stadium and just dressing up as that. Like, I told my husband the other day, if this goes to theaters, like, and even at home, I was like, we are dressing up for this. I've already looked at jerseys. I'm like, I'm going to be here for it. I'm going to be doing it. We are doing this. I already told him, I was like, I will get Hinata's, you get Bokuto. And I was like, we're just gonna go all out for this. So this is a legit cosplay. I know it's not an actual character per se, it's just a fan character, but I'm like, we are doing this. We are going to do this when the time comes. And last but not least, for number 5, I'm so excited. I would love to dress up and cosplay as Iku from Library Wars because she is awesome. She is so very cool. I love her character so incredibly much. I love their outfits that they have, like their, let's just say jerseys. Their uniforms though. They're just that bright green, and I don't know what I would do about the weapon, but it would just still be really cool to cosplay her because I love her character. This is one of my top 5 favorite shoujo mangas ever, got me into reading shoujo manga and just manga basically as a whole. Like I did talk about that more in Manga That Got Me Into Reading Manga for a top 5 Wednesday video, but I cannot wait to reread this. Oh my goodness, it is just so good. My plan, I think for November, is to read Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts and Love Com because I have that on hold or checked out from the library. There's another series, I don't know what it is, but hopefully I can read Library Wars because I would love to review this before the year ends and just gush about how amazing Iku is and how awesome Dojo is because they're just amazing characters. Like they're so great. They're so great. If you have not read Library Wars, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Now I know I usually do an honorable mention, but I was struggling and I was like, I don't know who else I would do. Unless I did Red Blood Cell from Cells at Work because I love Red Blood Cell. She's so funny. The vibes. I was like, I am Red Blood Cell so incredibly much. It's ridiculous. So she would be, I guess, maybe my honorable mention for today. But otherwise, those are my picks. I'm sorry for this rather rambling video of why I chose who I did. But there you go. That's my reasons for why I chose. But I would love to hear from you, friends. Who are some characters that you would love to dress up as? I would love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!